Hello, Talking After Dark family. Welcome to another episode of Talking After Dark. So today I like to title this segment or episode, Smart Choices. Good goal making decisions about how to move forward in your life after painful, hurtful, or traumatic breakups or situations in your past relationships. Part of that includes being able to challenge life goals and SMART goals collectively to create an environment for yourself that is conducive for a better living and a better lifestyle. Taking in stride that you have learned some things from your previous relationships, regardless to their failures or not. But every situation or every relationship should have been an opportunity for you to learn something from, something that would have gave you some insight into better understanding yourself and who you are and things that you want to do and things that you should not do, or things that you have done that you have found out that they either did or didn't work. So nonetheless, every relationship or every loss of a relationship was certainly an opportunity to gain some insightful information to be able to move forward. As it relates to preparing yourself to move forward with your life, there are some things that you need to consider as it relates to your life goals and your desires, the desires of your heart, I should say. And part of that is compartmentalizing several things that is going to help you to be able to better regulate your life, regulate your situation and circumstances, and regulate all those components in your life that matters to you, such as, let's see, your family, your friends, work, and yourself. Those things are compartmentalized, and they should be, because each one of them have a different relevance in your life. And you're going to have to find out how to put them in their proper place, how to put them in a perspective where not only do they speak to you, but you speak to them in such a way that you put everything in its proper place. Everything has a role in your life and some value to you, that you have to decide what part of your life or how much of your life you are going to dictate, or that you're going to give to each one of those entities. I will say that yourself should be number one on that list, and how much of what you do on a daily basis is about you, just about you. How much of what you do on a daily basis is about your family or your friends or your work or just your mental or spiritual health. But considering all of those things, you're going to have to find a way to put them in their proper place and figure out how they work in your life, how they complete you, how they matter to you as you pursue a relationship. And once the relationship is gained, how you're going to balance that relationship with all of these other entities that are important to your life. Now there are some goals that has to be set aside, and those goals should help you to be able to put those things in their proper place and manage them from a managerial perspective. So let's start with SMART goals as we talk about what's specific to you. What do you want to accomplish in this new relationship? What are you trying to accomplish in your union with someone else? What are you bringing to the table? What are they bringing to the table? And in pursuing another relationship, what is it that you want to accomplish? Do you just want to be with someone just because you don't want to be by yourself? Do you want to be with someone because you need someone to help you with your resources or their resources collectively to create a better environment collectively for two people? Do you want to just be in a relationship to have somebody to hang out with, to spend time with, but you're not really serious or ready for a committed relationship? So you have to be specific about what this picture is going to look like from a holistic standpoint, so that when you pursue someone or someone is pursuing you, you are able to tell them that I'm not there, I'm here. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. You need to understand that picture before anybody else does. You need to be very specific and very precise about just what it is that you want, you need, and that you're looking for. And then after you get to that point, the next part of that is having a measurement of what that looks like. How will you know when you have accomplished that goal? How will you know that when meeting someone and deciding what you want that picture to, how will you know that you have accomplished the things that you have set out to accomplish? How will you know that this person has brought to you the things that you're looking for, that you have given to him or her, the things that what is going to be your measuring stick, your rule of measurement, where you are going to figure out that you have arrived at this measurable point, that this task has been accomplished. And then when you get there, the next thing to consider is, so now that you're able to measure it, what do you do with the measurement? What do you do with that data? How will you collect that data, and how will you allow that data to allow you to label this? I shouldn't say label, because people nowadays hate the word labels or titles in a relationship. They don't want to be titled or labeled. They just want to exist. They just want to be, I'm with you, you with me. I don't have to be your girlfriend. I don't have to be your wife. I don't have to be any of that. Man, society has just got us filled with a whole lot of foolishness where we just don't want to have titles, or we don't want to have labels. And it's not a bad thing. When you get into know someone and you're trying to figure it all out, it's true. You don't have to have titles. You don't need titles. You just have to figure out that you are compatible, that you're able to be with each other and around each other. And it doesn't have to be because she's my woman, he's my man. It doesn't have to be any of that. It can just be two people being together, doing what they do, trying to figure it out. And when they get to that point that collectively they decide to give themselves titles and labels, it won't be one person doing it or the other person. It'll be a decision made by both parties that their relationship or their space deserves some type of entitlement. So you've been specific. You've been measurable about what it is you want and what the accomplishment looks like. So how can the goal be accomplished? So, and that's the achievable objective of this measurement, is that being able to understand when you get to the place that what you want is actually achievable, that is not too far to the left, is not too far to the right, that what you want is achievable. And when you're talking about achievable goals, you're talking about short-term goals, you're talking about long-term goals, and you're talking about end goals. What do you want to achieve? At what point and what time do you allow yourself to achieve your objectives? Is it a 30-day rule, or 60-day rule, or 90-day rule, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months? Those achievable goals can be accomplished if you put them in their proper place. If you set a goal to achieve them by a certain measurement of time. And what do you do when those time spans have amassed? Have they come about and the goals have not been accomplished? Do you regress? Do you go back and start all over again? Or do you push it on the side and move forward? Or do you just stop and try to refigure or revamp or recalculate what your measurements will be as it relates to particular goals that you have set for the outcome of this relationship? So, but also keep in mind that from a relative perspective, that is it really worth it? Some of these things, or some of these goals that we have set in place and set aside, we have to ask ourselves, are they relevant to the whole? Are they relevant to just us? Are they relevant to the other party? Or is it relevant collectively? What is it that we can't do without? What is it that we can compromise on? And what is it that we just have to have? So those are things of relativity, and they're only relevant if you say they are. But make sure that when you are setting relevant goals and making measurable and achievable objectives about what this looks like for you going forward, You want to make sure that the things that you require are relevant. They are important, or they're a necessity. Some of the ways that we are, some of the things that characteristics, traits that we have, it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing. And that thing is, can you do without it? Can you not do without it? Do you just have to have it? And is it something that's doable, applicable for the both of you? At some point, you're going to have to not just consider yourself, but you're going to have to consider the other person too, and what's important to you and what's important to them. Because in a relationship, regardless to the level of the relationship, it is a ship, and ships are made to carry things from one place to the other. And if you want a person to carry your weight, then you are certainly going to have to carry theirs too. So there is a compromise. There is a give and take. There is an opportunity for you to appreciate someone else's perspectives about what's important to them, whereas you want them to do the same with you and for you. So, and that leads you to a place where time is of essence. When can you accomplish these goals? When can you see the manifestations of all these things that you have put in place to make this relationship more lasting than the last or the rest? Because you have been smart about it, and you have set some smart goals and some life goals, and you have taken some time to put things in priority and to compartmentalize some things, and you have thought about what's important to you, what you can do without, what you can't do without, what's absolutely necessarily mandatory for your life, and how much you can tolerate, how much you can take, whether or not you can take someone that has kids or doesn't have kids, whether you can deal with somebody who goes to church every Sunday and you don't want to go. All those things are important, and you need to figure out what that picture looks like before you start making moves to go forward. Because the more you know about what the picture looks like as a whole, the more time you spent trying to figure it all out and figure out the specifics and the measurable accomplishments that you want to accomplish, what about your measurements can be achievable and obtainable, what is really, really important to you, what's really relevant in your life and in your space, and how much time are you willing to relegate to this cause, to this opportunity of meeting someone and bringing someone else into your life. All of these things matter. Most of the times today that you find people, they just want to spend time with family. They want to be with their friends. They want to hang out. They want to do them. The term that, you do you, I'm going to do me. I mean, what does that really mean? Is that a good term for you if you're by yourself? Or is that a good term if you're talking about trying to be in a relationship? You do you and I do me. What does that really mean? And what do you expect the outcome of that to be when that's your platform, when that's your stance, that, we do what we do. I see you when I see you. We talk when we talk. What does all that mean? You have to remember, you can't have it both ways. You can't want to be in a committed relationship and you can't want to be single at the same time. Either you want to be in a relationship or either you want to be single. The choice is yours. But whatever it is, be purposeful and intentional in your doings, so that the person that you're doing whatever it is you're doing with, they truly understand where you are. Not because they figured it out, but because you told them, because you were honest enough with them that you put the horse in front of the cart. The cart didn't arrive first. You told people where you were. You told people how you feel. You told them what you wanted. You told them what this looked like. You told them what your expectations were. You laid it all out. You laid it out on the table. This makes things so much easier for people to be able to decide whether or not this is a good fit, a good match for them going forward, because most of these things we already know. We don't have to figure them out. We already know. And more importantly, we know who we are. We know what we like, what we don't like. We know what we're going to do, what we're not going to do. We already know these things. So if you're honest enough with people up front and you tell them what these things are, you're able to tell your own story that somebody else don't have to tell it for you. They don't have to try to figure it out because you have said it yourself. So the most important thing about moving forward is understanding that where we've come from, understanding what previous and past relationships have been about, what is the return on our investment has been, and what do we want the future return on our investments to be as we invest in this new relationship or this new friendship or whatever it's going to be. We're certainly looking for an ROI regardless. So listen, I just want to give you a little food for thought, a few things to consider as it relates to your life goals and your SMART goals, and how to pursue being in a new relationship with someone after coming off tragic losses in previous relationships. One of the most important things is to try to find a way to separate your soul ties from the past, from where you are in the space that you're in, because soul ties are those things that just hamper you down and keep you from moving forward, because it keeps you tied to the past. It keeps you tied to other hearts, other feelings, and other people, and it doesn't allow you to move forward. So when you begin to create these life goals and SMART goals, make sure that you have released those soul ties that will keep you from making these decisions about what's really, really important for you and what works for you in your life and your time and your space, so that you are free from all of this negativity. You are free from all of these things where you are expecting the new person to be like the old person, or you keep seeing the new person in the old person and the old person. You got to do away with all of that. You have to purge yourself and cleanse yourself from all of that, so that you are fair, not just with the other person, but fair with yourself, to give yourself a fair chance to move forward. And the only way for that to happen is to free yourself from all those burdens and those things of the past that still reside and live within you. Don't rent any more space in your head and in your heart for the past. The space that you are looking to lease or to sell, whatever, to rent out, whatever, should be free and ready to move in, if you understand what I mean. That means there's nothing in you that's of the past that's keeping you from renting the space that's in you when somebody comes looking for you and you're looking for them. Hey, listen, Talking After Dark family, don't want to keep you too long, but just want to give you some food for thought as it relates to your life goals, your SMART goals, and your future endeavors for a new relationship as you move forward in your life. The past is the past. Put it in its proper place. Let the dead bury the dead, so that life is given to you and that you can live it more abundantly. Remember, share, like, subscribe, and comment. And let me hear what you're thinking.